How important is mobility to your training? Well, any good strength and conditioning coach worth their salt will tell you that we always need to focus on movement before we focus on muscle. That being the case, mobility is extremely important. If I'm taking on a new client, for example, I will be looking at their range of movement, what they can push, pull, press, lift, what their flexibility is like, how good are they working through their posterior chain, how good are they when they're loaded up at the front, how good are they at going in different directions. Your body is made up of lots of joints, muscles, bones. Our bodies are a posh system of levers. So our muscles move the bones. That is the leverage system. Now, this is something I've got more concerned about the older I've got. I realize how important it is to be training movement before I train muscle. So my warm-ups are now longer than what they used to be when I was maybe in my 20s. Also, my cool downs I take a little bit more time with, and I'm also spending time in the evenings doing rehab or mobility sessions in front of the TV. Let's look at something like a back squat and what might be restricting your mobility through that movement. You could be looking at something as simple as having a tight Achilles. This can lead to a restriction in your range of movement and actually maybe even cause you to struggle to be hitting depth in your squat. Moving up the chain from your Achilles, you can also have restrictions brought about by tight muscles in your hammies or quads. Can have an effect on the position of your pelvis. So if you imagine your hamstrings are tight, your hamstrings attached in the ischium, imagine they are pulling down on your pelvis because they're tight, they pull down like that. Then to counteract that tilt, as a result of that, you're going to be getting a tight back. That might then knock onto and affect the position that you get into at the bottom of your squat. Shoulders and hips are another common one. Both of them ball and socket joints, both hips and shoulders being the most mobile joints we have in our body. So mobile, they can do a movement called circumduction. Sure, my shoulder was clicking as I was doing that. Anyway, I've had shoulder issues, separated shoulder this side. I see a lot of clients that have shoulder issues or hip issues. It's great that we can get so much range of movement out of these joints, but that also makes them the most unstable joints that we've got. There's also a lot going on in these joints, tendons and ligaments, overlapping structures we need to take into consideration when we're using our shoulders and our hips. Try and identify where you are getting the restrictions in your movement. You can then come up with a plan to try and address the issues. For any clients that have had issues with shoulders and hips, we've developed prehab sessions that they can do to make sure that they're moving efficiently and are sufficiently warmed up by the time they start their main effort. For those of you that want to know more about mobility and movement or how we address these issues, you can get in touch with me here, or you can email me at mark@jonesthetrainer.com. We've got plenty of mobility routines for our online members. So if you're one of our members and you are wanting a mobility flow routine, just give us a shout and we can send them across. So remember, movement is life. We're a system of levers.